Hello, friends, and welcome to Too Hot for Love.
We are a recap and react podcast to whatever reality dating show is out there right now.
And currently, that is M LF Manor Season 2, the finale.
Oh my god, it's literally episode 12. It's the end, guys. We made it to the end.
We made it all the way to the end of M LF Manor Season 2. It is the big decision-making day. It is going to be where we find out if people stay together, if they leave together, if they're really in love. So stick around.
Gosh.
Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel so that you can get more of our reality show recaps in the future.
And please give us a suggestion of any other show you would want us to recap and react to.
Because we've made it to the end of this. This is not the end of Too Hot for Love because we're having too much fun talking about reality TV.
This is just the end of a season.
Yeah. So thank you for sticking around with us. I'm Saige Ryan.
I'm Kendelle Lynn. Cue the intro. It starts with Kelly in bed crying. And Crystal comforting her because this is the night that Barbie and her had a little tiff.
Kelly is literally like head under the covers, being like, I just don't get why people are mean to me.
She's like, I should have never been nice to her.
I went out of my way to be nice to her. When? When did that happen? I missed it.
Yeah, I wonder if it's stuff like, yeah, there's an extra banana there for you. I didn't take it. You can have the banana.
I'm just like,
I left the door open in case you wanted to come inside.
I really wonder how delusional this woman is or how much we're not seeing. Based on Kelly's social media, I'm going with full delusion, and this is Kelly Disco Mommy. Based on her social media, I'm going to say full delulu.
Yeah, I think so.
I think absolutely 100%. I feel very confident saying that she didn't go out of her way to be nice to anybody. I don't think she ever has.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess, like, yes, throughout the day, if you're constantly being battered, especially about your looks, I'm sure it feels like hurt and like, you know, like you will be hurt. But also just like throughout just the experience. Yeah. Why are you hurt? Why are you hurt for being nice to someone that you shouldn't have been nice to?
Yeah, that is a weird takeaway.
That's such a weird takeaway.
A weird takeaway to be like, oh, I never should have been nice. She was trying it just this one time, and she's like, see, this is why I'm an asshole all the time.
I feel like that's really telling on yourself of like when you choose to be nice to someone.
Which also, it's so funny because rewatching that clip back from last episode, the back and forth is this. Kelly goes, because you're weird.
And she's like, I'm weird?
I'm weird? I'm weird? And it's like, yeah, honestly, that's a deep kind of burn to say to somebody. The way she said it of like, I don't want to talk to you because you're weird. Yeah. Like, that is so like high school mean girl 100%. That I'm like, you got what was coming to you in response to that. Because I don't have bad extensions and walk around in crop tops.
Yeah. I mean, I think it definitely is the weird of like, you're not like me and you don't think like me and you don't like my opinions, so you're weird.
Okay, Kelly.
Okay.
Okay, Kelly. Okay, Kelly. Go cry to Trump rally about it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah. But, like, Crystal, even in a confessional and to Kelly, was like, yeah, she's always started fights since the beginning. Yeah. You know, whatever.
Which we all knew that Crystal and Barbie have never gotten along. They had their big fight in the beginning of the series, and then they just kind of never really interacted again, honestly. They just kind of seemed to have separated and not interacted with it. And as with everything with this show, I have no idea what they cut out.
Yes.
I'm endlessly confused by things we didn't see in it, and I'm at a bit of a loss with this season of reality TV, and maybe it's just because we're comparing it to these like other networks who put out like stronger programming. Yes, you know.
Yeah, maybe you and I aren't used to like TLC content,
but like we watch 90 Day Fiance.
That's true.
Like 90 Day Fiance knows what they're doing.
They do.
And it's different production teams behind the different shows, but I am endlessly surprised on M LF Manor by how many things are referenced that we didn't see and how much they like don't show interesting stuff happening.
I feel like because season 1, you know, you're trying to figure it out, how it works. Season 2, they changed it up again. So it's them again trying to figure out how it works.
Yeah.
So maybe like if there is a season 3 and they stick with either whatever they did in season 1 and whatever they did in season 2, I think it'll feel better because then they're learning.
Initially, I didn't think there would be a season 3 of this show. I was really feeling like they didn't put a lot of budget into this one. They kind of tapped out on it promotionally and also just like, I don't know, a lot of like challenges and stuff this season felt pretty low budget.
Yes.
Especially this last one. It's not really a challenge, but there's like a little activity that we get to later. That felt so like lo-fi. It was really, really kind of brutal. But with the attention that it's gotten in the last couple of weeks, honestly.
Especially
I feel
like John Oliver.
I'm like, I feel like TLC will keep going. There's been 182 seasons of 90 Day Fiancé and all of its spinoffs, you know, before the 90 days, after the 90 days. 128 days, 28 days later.
27 hours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
7 days.
30 days a night.
Exactly. How to Lose a Guy in 10 days.
Yeah, there could be a MILF Manor season 3.
I feel like at this point, they're like, all right, one more time. So I'm hoping they nail it next season. So let's continue on this episode.
Yes.
This is, of course, the finale of season 2. We know that it is the big decision day. We know that people are going to get on boats and they're going to make decisions on docks. That's what we saw from the previews coming up. But right now, we're still in the house. Kelly is being the victim and whatever.
And there are like a lot of things happening within their conversations that are making us question what's happening in this episode besides like the finale of them choosing who to choose. And
because they just start this episode so casually.
It's super casual.
Like, why is it so casual when this is the finale?
And there are many moments where they're like, oh, I get to spend more time with this person, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, do you?
How long
is this
do you
not
have?
The finale? Is this like a 2-hour episode?
Right.
It's not. It's a normal amount of time.
It went by so quickly. Everybody in the house seems pretty chill. We do get confessionals from people being like, oh, I hope it works out. I'm thinking about it. But I just feel like there's usually so much more like stakes in a final episode. And everybody's kind of like, yeah, well, I hope it works out. And not the like big final things like you have at the end of like Love is Blind, that you have at the end of, you know, any of these, 90 Day Fiancé even. Yeah. There's that like weight and pressure of a final episode, which a lot can be done through editing. A lot can be done through like the music and sound effects. And this is just feeling like a normal episode. They're getting up, heading into the kitchen. They're all reacting to Barbie and Chris leaving in the midst of the night.
Anthony gets a text saying that they are choosing to leave the house and seeing what love is like in the real world. And Anthony just decides to also say, yeah, Chris came into my room last night and like...
He came to get his backpack.
I know, yeah. No one cared. But like a lot of people were happy that they left. And a lot of people, I mean, Kelly and Crystal...
Yeah.
That's mostly
it was really just the two of them. Other people were like, oh, we're going to miss them.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, you know. Like Darren said so, I believe. And I know Joey did. He was like, yeah, kind of bummed they're gone, but like good for them.
There was even a moment where Sam was comparing them to not ice and fire, but they are the earthquake and tsunami.
That's not good. And like, not wrong.
Not good, not wrong. Ice and fire wasn't enough to describe what Barbie and Chris are. It's more like earthquake and tsunami.
Like, hey, ended up pretty accurate from how we know things went down after the show. So fair enough. We're talking about it during where we're like, at this point, because Sam isn't really in a connection with anybody, it does feel like Sam is just the official commentator.
And I think he does such a great job.
He's doing a great job. He's become the official like sportscaster of MILF Manor.
Amazing one-liners. Yeah. Amazing little like summarizations into a single sentence or two.
Fantastic. As they're all talking about their connections, just while we're talking about Sam, because I don't remember where in the episode this came up, he said something that stunned both of us because he's like, yeah, I kind of thought that I was having a connection with Shauna, but like I feel like that's kind of like petered out basically.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
when
did that happen?
Where? We didn't see a single thing about their connection.
We never saw them interact.
I don't think we did. Did we?
No, because when they went on the first date, who took
it was these guys.
Yeah, it was Joey and Anthony.
Yeah. So I don't know when Sam and Shauna were talking.
I believe it happened. I'm just like, please, TLC, show us.
Yeah, and it would have made more sense because we were like, why isn't Shauna looking around more? Why is she only focused on Joey?
Yeah.
So it makes sense that like
she did actually maybe spend some time getting to know other people, and we didn't get to see enough about her.
Yeah.
So as they're reacting to the fact that Barbie and Chris chose to leave, we see a cutaway of Barbie and Chris when they're like, they're out in the real world testing their love. Them fully not in the real world, on a log in a forest somewhere, on a date set up by TLC in such reality TV date clothes.
Yeah, and he was like, I wanted to set up this, or Chris was like, I wanted to set up this special date with Barbie. The date, they're not doing anything. They are actually sitting on a log. Saige is not lying. They're sitting on a log in like a forest.
Yeah.
To me, it
with
probably was
crew.
With the camera crew. It was totally the outskirts of like a park.
Yeah.
And they're like, let's just go towards the trees.
100%. And in it, they talk for a moment before both saying, I love you to each other.
And that made me question, because like he said, I love you first. And then she like, and Barbie was like, I've been wanting to say I love you for 2 weeks. I just like didn't want to say it in these last 2 weeks first, like before bed or whatever.
Right.
I'm like, have they only been dating for 2 weeks? Did I mishear that?
Yeah. I feel like kind of, yeah. Or she was saying it like, oh, maybe it's been 3 weeks or whatever. But like, they can only keep these people in this house for so long.
Yes.
So like, it's probably only been like 3.
Yeah.
Total would be my guess of like the course of the show.
I think that's okay. I think that's a good amount of time for a TV show to say I love you to someone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
High stakes. Your emotions are just feeling every little bit of whatever is happening.
Yeah.
You could totally love someone in 2 weeks.
We see people saying I love you in like 20 minutes on reality shows.
Which is why
so, like,
I think 2-3 weeks feels good.
I know, right? Honestly, I'm like, these people actually are all going kind of slow. But again, I think it's them being older.
Oh, probably.
I really do think that affects a lot of it, because mostly you've got people on Love is Blind that are like in their
literally
mid-20s.
saying it in 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Through a wall.
Through a wall.
So, yeah.
And
honestly,
they're crying about it on Love is Blind, too.
Exactly. So, like, pretty chill 3 weeks in. Pretty normal on, like, a private date. Okay. And then we never see those two again.
Yeah.
That's it.
We literally thought maybe they would show up.
Yeah. They'd have them, like, go through the formalities of it, of like getting on the dock and choosing each other. And I wish that they had.
Yeah.
But for some reason, they've chosen the approach with this episode of like, anybody who doesn't want to go to the dock, you don't have to. It doesn't matter. And honestly, even if you do want to, you probably can't. We won't let you.
We won't let you. It's up to us. We only have this boat for 1.5 hours.
I think that's a thing. They're like, sorry, gas-wise, it's kind of expensive to make the trip on the boat. So like, we're only going to send like 5 of you up there.
Yeah, we didn't get any hookups from David, the gas and oil entrepreneur.
Exactly. Which we finally looked into just to confirm our suspicions. And most certainly, literally, the company says, like, we build pipelines. And he is the, like, founder and CEO of, like, a middle management company that handles pipelines. And that's hilarious, and I love being right.
I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. I was like, maybe it's the trucks. Maybe he does like something tech-wise. Maybe he does
No,
this.
ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Literally
works in a warehouse that like makes the pipelines.
Yeah, he does. They handle it. They say like full service solutions to ruining lives.
No, but he likes giving water to people who need it and energy to people who need it.
Well, according to his social media, he likes going to auctions.
He likes going to luncheons where they learn about men-to-men self-defense.
I guess, and cry about God or something. I don't know.
Lots of God.
Lots of God. We are still going to do the social media roundup at some point, but there's a lot of really Jesus-y people on this board.
Yeah.
A lot of Republicans and a lot of real Jesus-y people, but we're going to move on.
Yeah. I just think it makes sense because it's TLC.
Yeah.
That's like their demographic.
It is. I think it's very like middle America.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll say, look, there's a few I was not surprised by, a couple that I was.
Yeah.
I was disappointed by a couple. We are recording this episode as like a major world event just happened in the United States that like made everybody, and I'm not going to get into it because I simply do not care. But it made it like very clear. Everybody just like refreshed to like, let me remind you what side of the fence I'm on here. So it was a very interesting time to be looking at people's social media.
Yes.
Because like, whoo,
insane.
Whoo. Anyway.
So we're back in the house, and everyone has to take this test to see if you're compatible with your partner. And we couldn't tell if this test was like them just texting a producer.
No,
if
it was
a
fully.
Google
We
form.
saw 2 different phones show that it was texting. It was literally texting.
Yeah.
They couldn't even build out a quiz for these people. Are you serious? And hey, if any of you are watching or listening, do let us know if we're wrong on this. But like, I saw it on 2 phones that was people texting. So either they were using footage of something else to make it look like they were doing the quiz and they didn't capture them doing it, or there was a producer texting them questions, which is what I wholeheartedly believe is happening here, because it doesn't look like they actually built a quiz. It literally looks like they were just texting them questions, and they are the most boring questions.
Okay, we thought because of these questions that it would be more of a challenge type thing. Like, because obviously this episode doesn't have a challenge, it's the finale, but this could have been such a small, simple challenge.
Yeah.
But it was just people sitting around the house in different locations on their phone, and the questions were like, how important is physical intimacy? Do you want to have kids with your partner? You know, it's like stuff, like literal, actual relationship stuff.
It was
which
also,
I appreciate.
yeah, but it was also stuff that we like knew the answers to, and like they've all talked about by now, so none of it's really surprising. And here's what's wild: they don't even see each other's answers. I thought then it would be revealed to everybody, and you would be like, "Wait a minute, I've just realized this thing about you before we make this decision." They don't even get to see each other's answers. They all separately take this quiz. And people who did not align, surprise at the end of this, people who did not align with somebody on this quiz with their potential match that they've engaged with are sent home.
Goodbye.
Are sent home on the finale episode. Hey, how expensive can the gas on that boat be? Put them on the dock. Put them on the dock, let them make a decision.
Yeah.
Just stand them up there in a nice suit.
That was what's wild to
finale.
me. This is the finale where you literally choose to be with the person or not. We only like 3 people left. They could have been on the dock.
They could have just been on the dock.
Here's my, okay, spoiler alert. Fletcher goes home. He has.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we're on now.
Yeah, Fletcher
and
Sam.
The real upset, Sam goes home.
Yeah.
Sam has a match with Christina currently. Should have been up there as a choice for her.
Yes.
Rebecca got to choose between 2, but for some reason they were like, no, Sam, you answered a question differently than Christina. Get out of here. We can't have you in this next 20 minutes of show that's left.
Yeah. So surprisingly, I thought they would put Sam up there.
I absolutely
But surprisingly, he went home even after the entire like, oh, I had something with Shauna, but I didn't, which made me think they were going to like go into him having a thing with Christina again.
Anything, nothing. And you can see Christina is like visibly upset that Sam is being sent home.
Yes.
And so it's like, it feels like you took that choice away, and it would have been so much more interesting for the choice to come from her than the choice to come from a text message.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why would you take that moment away? I cannot fathom how that made better television in their eyes.
Yeah. Okay, regardless of Sam and Christina's situation, there's like another couple here, an actual couple where they like were only choosing each other. It's Joey and Shauna.
Yeah.
She was, they're a whole couple. That could have made it to the finale.
And then they could have said no to each other.
And then they could have said no to each other.
And that's way more interesting. But Shauna chooses at that point to leave because she's like, hey, talking, it really did make me realize that like, and she's just doing the thing they would have done at the docks, but at the house for some reason.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, look, this is going to sound really, really messed up.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I feel like we are letting people have too much free will on these television shows.
Yeah. The people
go back to like organizing and holding people do the thing that they signed up for.
Jamie made sense to me.
Absolutely. Jamie made sense because she got bullied out of the household. That's a different scenario.
I personally think the whole Ashley, Jacob, Miles, and Michael leaving was good for the show. Like
that was fine.
Like, guess what? There are stakes. You can get eliminated, and then we'll just bring in new men. Ha ha ha.
100%. Even Lynette leaving, it's like, people can leave. It's dramatic, whatever. People leaving on the last episode or the second to last episode, I'm like, good Lord, just put them on the dock.
Put them on the
dock. On the dock. Get us a ceremony that has more than 5 people in it.
Yes.
We've spent this entire season with some of these people. Mm-hmm. And it just feels so weird to be like, and goodbye.
All right. Here's my theory as to why everything happened. It's because Fletcher wouldn't have stood up there with anybody.
Then like just send Fletcher.
Yeah, just send Fletcher home.
Like, Fletcher, hey, you didn't have any matches. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's 100% fine to me. Like, the same way that they did with Michael and with Jacob, where it's like, you don't have any current, like, connections or matches. That's 100% fine. But Sam?
Yeah.
And Shauna?
Didn't make sense.
Didn't make any sense.
Also, Shauna's literally one of the women.
Yeah.
To send her home before the doc.
I don't understand.
It doesn't make sense. I thought this is MILF Manor.
I think she chose it. It seemed in the moment like she chose it, at least, where she was like, yeah, I've also decided to go. But I'm like, again, why? And this sounds horrible, but like, why do they have a choice to just leave whenever?
I don't think they should have a choice to leave whenever, when they're so close to finale.
Unless it's like a situation like Lynette, where it's like you are uncomfortable and miserable and somebody has mistreated you. Sure, yes. For your mental health, for your safety, for your well-being, leave anytime. Absolutely. I'm not saying you should be held hostage here. I'm saying if it's just because you don't want to wait another hour to say no to somebody, no, get on the dock.
Get on the dock.
Get on the boat.
Your reasoning of leaving is the purpose of what the show is trying to look for.
We're about to do that.
Like,
we're about to do the thing.
Just stay.
Yeah.
Just stay. It literally seemed like it happened the next day anyway.
It seemed like later that day. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get why that happened. But yeah, I guess they did go to sleep in between. So like, good Lord. You can hang for 24 more hours. And it's the same thing with Chris and Barbie. I'm just like, I get that you guys didn't want to be there anymore, but like, guys, it's one more episode.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't even blame Chris and Barbie for that. I'm like, producers.
Why did you let them?
Like, at least, hey, if they need to leave, pick them up in the boat. Bring them to the finale. Tell them they have to go up and do the thing. And then they can choose each other again and they can have the same thing. Because why'd you have to go set up a location shoot in a forest for this?
Yeah, that's...
For what?
Like, they decide to leave and then are like, can you come back for a date, though? Can we film you for this
You know
date,
they were just
though?
at a hotel down the road.
Yeah. Where else were they going to go?
For a day. Come
Where
on.
else were they gonna go?
Ridiculous.
Okay. Anyway, so Sam, Fletcher, Shauna, and Joey leave because, one, they're not compatible with anybody, and two, I guess the producers just needed people to be out.
Yeah, so we hadn't even gotten to Joey leaving yet. So because Shauna leaves, Joey also leaves. He's like, oh, he's shocked when Shauna says she's gonna go, and he's like, what? I guess that means I gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, which is so weird.
So weird. But like all these people leaving, mostly the men, are having like moments with their dad about how this was such a great time to be there with them, and like you know, they're bonded with everybody here and they love everybody here, and like was a great experience. Now it's their time to go.
Joey even says, like, I think I was the only guy out there who wasn't like upset when he saw his dad. I was actually excited that my dad was here. I do think that is a questionable commentary on your relationship, but you know, you guys are a little too comfortable, but I'm glad you like your dad. That's cool and all. So you know what we're gonna do?
Yeah, we cut them in half.
Because you couldn't stay for the show. You don't get to stay for the podcast either. All right?
Yeah.
If you couldn't stick around for the last episode of the reality show, you don't get to stick around for the podcast episode. Off the board. Damn it. Pissing me off.
For everyone listening on the Spotify version / listening podcast version, we have pictures up on a board and we just rip them off the board
and set them slightly lower on the board.
You can still see them in the video.
Fully still see them down here, but they're gonna live in this little photo graveyard, okay?
Yes.
This is who's actually left up here, all right? So the people that are actually going to the dock to make the decision: Kelly Mack, Christina, Rebecca, Kelly Disco Mommy, and Crystal. Those are the women that are going up to choose if they will leave here with their man. Now, once again, the stakes are actually not very high on whether or not you choose this person.
No.
Just because, and again, like I really do think we have a skewed perspective from watching things like Married at First Sight and Love is Blind and all of this stuff, where like if you choose to leave together, you are legally married and you will have to get divorced, which is a big deal, right? Here, it's just kind of like, all right, well, do you want to keep talking after this? Can I text you?
Which is why
you want to give me your phone number in the real world?
Yeah. Crazy.
It doesn't seem like that big of a deal to like get up and do.
Do you have Zoom?
Right? Like, should we like follow each other on Instagram now, or I guess no. Okay.
There are no stakes besides just staying together or not staying together,
and like that still matters, but like not big enough stakes that it's like I don't know, you could give it a go if you like that person at all, you know?
Yeah.
Right?
No, literally.
Yeah. So, we see everybody kind of like preparing for the matching ceremony, essentially. We see people getting a little bit nervous the night before, packing up their things because they are heading out the next day.
Yeah. I do like Rebecca, though. Like, she obviously matches with 2 people.
Yeah.
She kissed both of them as they're standing side by side. I kind of loved it.
Slay Queen. Love that for you.
I loved it.
Honestly, loved it. It's so challengers.
I do think you should kiss both your partners
Yeah.
in the same room, and they should be okay with it.
Honestly, love that for her.
I think everyone should have that.
Because they were both so chill about it. Yeah.
That's so crazy.
All
Also,
consenting adults, then have at it, bud.
if you're consenting, why not have 2 boyfriends? She could have chose both of them.
I want 2 boyfriends, and I want my boyfriends to be boyfriends.
Yes.
And that's kind of the vibe here. The 2 of them like leaving the house together to go see which one of them she's gonna pick. Kind of had that vibe. We see Christina kind of nervously talking a little bit to Rebecca, oddly enough, even though it did not seem like Christina has liked Rebecca up to this point. So I don't know. They're having a little bit of girl talk about the next day. We see both confessionals from Kelly and Darren, both just talking about how they're like nervous but excited. Darren saying such sweet things about Kelly Mack in this confessional. Before he even gets to this thing, he's just kind of like, I've held myself back from relationships like this because I didn't know if I deserved someone like Kelly. I don't know if anyone deserves Kelly.
Oh my God, we squealed. We were
fully squealing.
My God.
It was adorable. Kelly was like, I really hope that, she's like, I feel like I know, but I wish I had like a definitive answer. She's like, I just want him to like tell me he's for sure going to say yes, basically. Yes. I know they kind of can't do that, though apparently there's no rules on this show. Apparently there's no rules. Yeah. Apparently anybody can just do whatever they want. It's Wild West out there, but whatever. Anyways, I think she knows, but I understand the like last minute nerves of it, and we're like, we know. We know.
Readjust.
Leave it a mess like the end of this show was. This is what the end of this show looked like.
It's a mess now.
Look at what they did. We didn't do this. They did this.
Anyway, the girls leave. They pack up. And this is what I thought everyone was packing up. Yeah. Because they showed the girls packing up and I was like, oh, okay. This is like the end. We're about to reach like the finale. And once that happens, you go home. Yeah. Only the women left.
I feel like it's the same thing that they do on Married at First Sight, where it's like the night before the big decision, they have to spend the night separately. I feel like they do it on a lot of these kinds of reality shows. It's like that night before the wedding kind of thing.
Yes. So it's
like,
a little more dramatic.
Yeah. And like giving them time to think about it on their own probably before they make a big decision. I appreciate that. It feels a little more like, ooh, that they're going to leave for the night and you get to like wait and think about it and worry a little bit. Probably,
Yeah. I just thought there was going to be something in between, hey, these 4 people are leaving and then now we're going to make our decision. There's nothing besides them packing.
Yeah. Yeah, really nothing's happening here. It's kind of just like back and forth on confessionals of people trying to figure out what.
Yeah, how they feel about a person, how they like the experience.
Right. And
stuff like that.
There's honestly not a ton in those confessionals other than like Darren's sweet moment. We see David talking a little bit about how important it is to him to have like 1.5 billion children.
Yes.
And it also makes sense, like, because he is super religious according to his Instagram. His bio says like Jesus warrior of Godtown or something. I don't know.
Ambassador of Jesus Christ.
Yeah, something like that, which makes sense. There's like a lot of very religious things of like you have to have 1 million kids to like
spread your seed. That's all I've heard. Every time someone wants to have so many kids, it's because they want to spread their seed.
Can I be honest with you? That's really gross.
I don't want
your
seed.
It's like really disgusting. That's like actually really kind of vile to me. But okay.
But good for you if you have like the money, I guess.
I guess. And hey,
if you have the emotional capacity to love multiple children, like more than
sure.
I don't even know, 4.
But I don't know if I believe that you do. However, life-ruining pipelines are extremely profitable, so there's probably money. The oil business we know there's a lot of money in, so he's got that going for him.
I'm dead, and so are the native lands where these oils
exactly.
come from. Shall we get to the finale, Doc?
I guess, yeah.
Because there's not much.
There's literally nothing else. Yeah.
All right. So it starts with Rebecca, and all the women are coming from across the lake, this lake we've seen throughout the whole season.
Yeah.
They're coming across in like this gorgeous red boat. And they're in their like nighttime kind of black tie attire.
I was super excited. I love finale outfits of reality shows. I love like reunion outfits and finale outfits. I feel like everybody does the like, oh, I'm showing up at my very best. And I love a little outfit moment. Rebecca's the most casual of them. She's wearing something that is kind of like a tucked in sheer top with like a little top underneath it and a flared skirt. Before Shauna left, the most fabulous outfit. Yes. Shauna looked incredible in like a matching green 2-piece set.
Amazing.
I just wanted to say how
right.
pretty she is and how pretty her outfit was. I just wanted to throw that in because also it's a little bit of a negative episode here, and I just want to remind you how much I love women.
Yeah, it made her stand out. It was a beautiful green on her.
Stunning on her. Rebecca is rolling up to 2 potential matches on the dock. She's got Anthony and Connor. Here we go. Let's move them around. Okay. I'm messing everything up.
Here, I'll do it like this.
Yeah. Look at that.
All right. So Rebecca. Why did I say Christina? Rebecca is the only woman with 2 choices.
Which is weird. Shouldn't have been.
And it's Anthony and Connor. And we had a confessional of Rebecca just being like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know who to choose. These men are both great. Anthony is so mature. We live in the same place. You know, like everything that's great about Anthony.
Pros
and then
cons.
She's like, do I choose someone who's mature or do I choose the young, hot one, Connor? I could not stop laughing. Like,
tell us how you really feel, girl. Oh my God.
Just so...
Oh my God.
So different. The way she talked about both of them.
Being anything but the hot one would be devastating.
Dude, it was so telling how she really thought about both of them.
100%.
Like, she wasn't even like the mature, older, handsome one, Anthony, or like the adventurous, vivacious, young, hot one,
she
Connor.
said, do I go with the old guy that lives near me or the hot one?
I literally was like, I wonder who she's
gonna pick. She gets up there and she's like, there are things I like so much about both of you, but, you know.
First of all, the men didn't say anything. Usually how this stuff goes, because this is a show about MILF Manor, about the MILFs. Usually, I feel like the men would have some sort of speech too, like a mini speech about how they feel about Rebecca and their time there with her.
You said it last week. They get up there and they do their little like mini vows essentially, and they get this chance. It's almost like pleading their case a little bit when somebody's making a decision. And they just get a moment to like speak to each other and like tell somebody how they feel. Nope, they just stood there. Very awkwardly.
So awkwardly.
Anthony puts on a like proper kind of suit, not like a tux, but like a suit. Connor is wearing a winter jacket. I can never tell what the weather is on this show.
I also can't tell.
I can't tell. It feels like they're having a beach episode every week, but it is also the winter time.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I personally think that he's like, if I'm gonna stand out there for at least an hour, I'm gonna wear my jacket.
Yeah. And he did. It was a choice.
You know what? I also thought Rebecca's outfit was a choice because you and I are so into
the formal, like black tie fancy.
Yeah, like finale.
Yeah.
She came like, it was like really cute. It didn't hit finale outfit for me.
No, it was giving like brunch outfit.
Yeah.
It was giving like going out with the girls tonight outfit.
Yeah.
It was not giving formal finale outfit, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
I don't like Connor showing up in that jacket.
Yeah,
I don't like it. I'm like, dress up.
I thought if anyone was gonna like dress up, it could have been Connor. But I think he wanted to go for more like stylish comfort than like going all out for a finale.
That jacket didn't even fit him right.
You know, no, but
jacket didn't even fit you right. It's not even tailored.
He tried his best. So yeah, she like says how she's having a great time with them. I wrote down, Anthony, you have the whole package, but I have to go with what's inside me.
I have to go with how I feel, and that's Connor.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I don't even think she really said much about both of them individually.
No.
I think she went up there and was like, this was so fun.
Yeah.
Anthony.
Yeah.
You have the whole package, but you don't have the actual whole package.
Right, but I don't like it. But I don't like your package.
And then she goes, I have to go with something inside me. I'm choosing Connor. And Anthony's like, oh, okay.
He goes,
I'll give you guys privacy.
You're both good people. Good luck. You're both good people. I'll give you some privacy. And it is awkward.
It's so awkward. He's just walking back into the house.
He's just like going back to the boat at this point.
Yeah, and he was like, oh, I wish I could have like found something, had found a connection. We just kept screaming at the TV. You did!
You had it.
You did!
You fumbled it.
You had a connection.
I'm so glad he didn't get picked in the end.
Dude, same.
I'm so glad. I hope he regrets fumbling a bad bitch forever.
Oh,
I hope he takes that with him and remembers that he could have had Lynette. You could have had Lynette and you fumbled it.
Yeah, what happened? What happened, man?
What happened, Anthony?
I guess you're just like not young or hot enough.
Yeah, I guess maybe. It's so weird how like you chose somebody who you thought was kind of like younger and hotter, and then the person that you chose somebody who was younger and hotter than you. Oh no.
Oh, that's how that goes.
Oh no, the consequences of my actions.
Anyway, so Rebecca and Connor just kind of stand at the dock. And they're doing this weird forehead to forehead thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, like you want to have that moment where they're like, we chose each other.
Yeah.
Yes. And I was like, I don't even know if I'm feeling it with them.
I'm not feeling a lot. I'm not feeling a lot. I'll tell you that much. It's kind of like, whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of like, oh, sure, we'll give it a go. All right, fine. Who's up next?
It's Rob and Kelly Disco Mommy.
I hate her so much. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have looked at her Instagram before we recorded.
Yeah, so Disco Mommy Kelly is like in this like all white pearl dress.
Love the outfit.
Look great on her.
Love the outfit. She did the formal finale fit.
She did.
As did Rob, except for a paisley button down. The paisley threw me off.
Yes.
The paisley threw me for a loop. You can wear the button down, you can wear the pants. Paisley's a bold choice, but okay.
Yeah. Like, they didn't match in style.
They didn't at all.
You know, but that's I guess, you know, they don't know each other that well.
Sure.
So how could they match?
They're both rolling up to the dock there, looking tanned and right wing.
And she walks up, you know, the usual spiel. I had a great time with you. I think we could go far. You know, stuff like that.
Yeah. He says, you know, there is logistics of like you living so far away. You're in California and I'm in Florida.
And then the music changed.
And we're like, oh my God, it sounds like he's going to say it's too much. It's too hard. We can't do it.
It's too long distant.
He's like, but I think we can figure it out.
I'm willing to try.
And they choose each other.
Yeah, and, you know, Disco Mom and Kelly's like, oh, thank God. Like, this is great. But there's also this moment where I'm like, you look at her eyes, and it's like, is she happy that it's him, or is she happy that she's being chosen? You know what I mean? Like, you could see it in her eyes. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I mean, again, this connection has been so short. He's only been there for 2 episodes at this point. It feels like everybody's connections are pretty short of who's up here, except for one, which we'll get to. So it doesn't feel like there's a lot of depth there, but I don't know. Anyway. She even references, like, no one's ever, like, defended me again. So it's like, that's clearly why she's choosing him.
Oh, there was also a moment where she was like, something about her choosing older guys. Like, she's never, like, really went for older guys. And it's like, I think Rob is only a few years older than you. I don't remember. Yeah. But for her to, I guess she's trying to say she usually dates people who are younger than her.
100%. Yeah, she dates people who look and act and are the age of her son.
But I felt like it came off as her saying Rob is old. Yeah. You know, it didn't say like, oh, I don't go for older, mature men. It was just like, you're old. Yeah. Like, that's what it felt like to me.
Oh, my first old guy.
Yeah, that's exactly what it felt like to me.
Okay. I don't think they're still together.
I don't think so.
But they haven't. Believe it.
We'll see if they.
So far of the 2 couples that have chosen each other, I don't think either are still together. That's my suspicion.
Yes.
I don't think so, but we'll see.
Shall we move on?
We shall.
To Crystal and Stacy. This was amazing.
Another occasion where the producers just say, do whatever you want. Do anything you want.
Yeah, but this one was like, I thought was in a good dramatic sense.
This one was a little more dramatic.
I just kind of wish it was in the same whatever they did,
Mhm.
Shauna and Joey had that same opportunity.
Yeah.
You know?
So we see Stacy get onto the boat. We see a confessional from him where he's like, well, our connection is, I can tell you that I definitely think Crystal is more than a friend.
Yeah. And then Crystal's on the boat. Oh, Stacy on the dock. Crystal
yeah.
on the boat.
The
So
bar
we're
is
like-
so low for him to be like, well, she's more than a friend.
Yes.
They've been here since day one.
Yeah.
They've both been here since day one. What do you mean she's definitely more than a friend? Oh.
Yeah. I mean, none of it made sense. If anyone should have left couple-wise, I think it should have been Crystal and Stacy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because there's nothing there.
Yeah, I think like Shauna and Joey should have stayed.
Well, I mean, they do. They in heading up there, you see Stacy standing up there for a while on the dock, and then he gets a text message and he looks down at his phone for a little while, and we discover that Crystal has made the choice to not show up at the dock here because there is no romantic connection between them.
And I said, good for Crystal, yes. You know,
Yeah.
choose your piece. But I kind of wish she said it to his face.
I know.
And you know what? Stacy also wished she said it to his face.
He looks pretty upset. He looks
Yeah.
like not sad to have lost her or anything. He looks mad that she didn't show up.
He literally goes, like, at least I showed up.
Yeah.
You know, like, as like reality show entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Connoisseurs?
Connoisseur. No, we're entrepreneurs now because we have a podcast.
Oh,
We're
you're
entrepreneurs.
right. There we go.
I do love the dramatics of not
Yes.
showing up and sending him a text.
I do too.
But there's something about sticking it to a man's face
Yeah.
of like, you never chose me throughout this whole opportunity of being with me. This experience was ruined because I couldn't date anyone else. So
Yeah.
like, I'm leaving you. Bye. You
But I
know?
do love that what she did do pissed him off.
It did piss him off.
You know? So
That's
like
so
there's
true.
a win there in that he hated it. I love that she chose something he hated.
Thank God.
Because once again, sir, the consequences of your actions have arrived. And every time they're like, what? I didn't think I was going to have those.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it felt so bad to stand up there alone.
Embarrassing.
Yes.
Embarrassing.
He probably had to walk to the house all like,
Yep.
damn.
Ooh.
And I'm sure all the men are waiting in the house too. And he's just like, they're like, what happened? He's like, she didn't show up.
Yeah.
I got a text.
He deserved that.
I think so too.
He did. Again, I remind you all that this is not just about him like not choosing Crystal. Because like totally fine. You don't have to want to be with Crystal. Like
Mhm.
that's super fair.
Yes.
It's he wouldn't communicate honestly with Crystal about it.
Yes.
And asked Shauna out in front of her.
Mhm.
He also said on his quiz that like, oh, physical touch is like the most important to
Oh.
me. And he wouldn't even hold Crystal's hand.
Yeah, it's because you weren't into Crystal and you just never
Like,
said
just
that.
say it. Just be a little more in touch with your feelings.
Just tell her. Stop leading women on. I don't know why men do that.
I just don't get where I'm like, did he know that he was doing it? You know what I mean? Was the whole time him being like, I am not into Crystal in his mind? Or do you think he was convincing himself he was?
No, I think he knew. I think he knew, especially
so.
because he literally asked Shauna on a date.
Right?
So I feel like he knew how he felt about Crystal.
Yeah. And then immediately after, when he got rejected, was like, wait, Crystal.
Hold on, come
Hold
back.
on, come back.
Wait.
Oh,
Don't be into Rob, be into me.
oh. Whatever.
Yeah.
So good for Crystal.
Good
we
for
were
Crystal.
really hoping that she would not get up there and choose him, and she didn't.
On to Christina
Christina.
and David. So David's up there.
The only one up there.
Christina is on the boat
Mhm.
wearing, like, you might have guessed, black,
Mhm.
shiny rhinestones, kind of crystal-y.
Yeah.
Or lacy. It was lacy.
It was lacy. She showed
Lacy.
up. It's a beautiful, like, long lacy dress that has like
Yes.
an open back in certain areas of
Yeah.
it. She did the finale fit.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Christina,
Mesh
for doing
cutouts
so.
and stuff. It
We
was
appreciate
amazing.
and
You look
respect
great.
that.
Christina goes up there and she starts already tearing up,
Yeah.
saying how the usual happy to be here with you. It was a great experience. And then she starts crying and says that he feels like home. He feels like home to Christina. And she's like, I just like was vulnerable and like glad she gave it a shot and stuff like that.
And she says that she wants to try and,
Mhm.
see this in the real world and outside of here. And David winces.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, he winces. He literally goes,
I literally made the joke of like, what if he rejects her? How funny would that be? That was supposed to be a joke. Spoiler.
Now, we predicted last week that he was going to say no, but after this, like after her saying that, you have to be like, okay, well, that can't be one-sided, right? Like if she's saying he feels like home, like they must have more of a connection than we thought they did. No, because he sits there and like winces and like at her.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, you know, I think there are some things for sure. Like, you know, there's like a distance. We don't live in the same place. And she's like, yeah, but like we could figure it out. And he's like,
yeah, you forgot though. He started with, you're so confident and gorgeous and humble.
If that is the only 3 things that a man could name about me, if it was like, what do you like about me? And it was, you are confident, gorgeous, and humble, to jail.
Yeah, we already should have known that he was going to reject her just through that. Only because, like,
not good.
He didn't say a single thing about their experience together or how, like
who she actually is. There was nothing,
as a person,
like, unique about that or personal.
No. It was just, like, 3 adjectives you can say to a good friend. Like, Saige, you're confident and gorgeous and humble. But I feel like I could say that to you right now.
We could give each other way better compliments.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
But, like, I'm not choosing you to date.
Right.
After, you know what I mean? After this experience of, like, literally finding people
and,
to
like,
spend
spending
time
with her. And all he had. That's all he had? Come on now. That's a bummer. And that makes it very obvious that he is going to say no.
Yeah.
He says that he feels like there's like some moral stuff that they're not aligned on, which isn't really clear about what that is.
No.
My guess is because he's super religious. So after taking a look at his social media, my guess is that. I don't know where Christina stands on that. We didn't look at Christina's social media, I realize.
Oh my God, you're right.
We'll have to take a look. But he is very intensely religious, it would appear, and he obviously wants 100 children, and we know that Christina cannot have more children, which
we also don't know if she wants more children.
Yeah, he's like, well, her having like a 22-year-old, like, I don't know if she'd want to go through all that again, and I'm like, I simply cannot. I simply cannot. It's just like, it's so weird to me that, like, I don't know, men go through relationships with like an expectation of what women will give to them and are picking based on what will be given to them in the form of something that is like such a massive, huge, like horrifying commitment. And that he's like, it doesn't matter if you won't give that to me, that specific thing. And like what you want doesn't matter and what you've been through doesn't matter. And I am unaffected by that.
Anyway, no, I don't want to date you.
Yeah. And she looks really upset because it really feels like she came in thinking he was going to say yes. Like she was very confident because she was like,
she was crying.
I wish I had known that sooner, which makes it sound like maybe he had like made it seem very much like he was going to choose her. Now, last week when they had the people visit, I think it was kind of a big turning point because when he met her friend and her friend was like, yeah, we go out to the beach, we party, we club, basically.
We got the trike, we're the trike girls.
And like it sounded like they were like kind of adventurous and like it felt like she was kind of going through after being married for a long time in what sounds like a pretty dry marriage. It sounds like she is kind of going through her like single like life and she just sounds like she's enjoying life. Like literally that's all.
100%.
Which is so wild of him to say of like, oh yeah, well I'm in a nesting phase and it seems like she's in kind of like a single party phase. But it's also like, again, when you got here, you talked about like picking up girls at the club with your nephew. So like don't act like it's like, yeah, she's just too immature for me.
Yeah. Wild.
It just a lot of the time from somebody like that means, well, I want to be able to do that, but I don't want a woman to do that.
Wild.
I find it unattractive when a woman does it.
It's just wild because remember David's intro was going to the club with his nephew.
If a man told me that in his spare time he goes out clubbing and picking up women with his nephew, are you joking? Ew!
Gross.
So like, realistically, Christina, honestly, for the best, dodged that because that's a weird man. That's a weird man that cannot act like he's in like a mature, capable phase of his life.
No,
absolutely not. And lastly,
wait. Remember, she sits on a beach chair to give a confessional. Like so, like he says no. She's like, "Are you sure?
Yeah,
like, we could try it." And he's like, "No, I'm not willing to do it."
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
And she's like, "Oh, okay, then I'm just gonna go." It's really awkward. She's
pissed.
She's pissed. She walks by him. He doesn't know what to do. You can tell he's looking at producers, and then he also just walks off the dock.
Like, you never want to be the one to break somebody's heart, but
Yeah.
Whatever, man.
And she sits on a beach chair crying about how this is why she, such a weird spot for this, never wants to be vulnerable. This is why she chooses not to be vulnerable.
Right. And she's like, was really looking for connection. And she said that, you know, like at her age, she's worried about being alone and she wants to be in a relationship.
It's like so sad. Yeah. But such a weird location.
Why did they sit her down there in like direct sunlight in a beach chair to have this conversation?
But like you have to remind yourself that a beach chair is you lounging. So you're kind of like sitting back.
With like the big things, like,
so
I really just don't want to be alone. Oh, it does take the seriousness out of that moment a little bit.
Like I kind of wish we had something more melodramatic, like her sitting on the sand.
Yeah, anything. They choose the weirdest spots to film for this show. They say here'll do. That's good. It's fine.
Sit her over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's them.
Moving on to the last couple.
Our favorite,
Kelly and Darren.
Oh my gosh.
Kelly looks beautiful. She knows how to dress up.
She does.
You know she does.
Gorgeous.
Looks absolutely stunning. And heading in, Darren looks fabulous. He's back on his crutches, which we like haven't seen the crutches in a couple of episodes because I think they've just been like not in like standing settings and challenges. And he is heading in as well. And he is sitting there waiting for her. And he is so nervous waiting for her there.
Oh my gosh. So there are just like cute little moments of him saying the whole like I don't deserve Kelly. I don't know if anyone deserves Kelly because that's how amazing Kelly Mack is. Yeah. And Kelly Mack is just nervous because she's saying that anyone could just change their mind at the last second. So she just like they're just excited and nervous to finally get to this moment of this experience.
And I'll just tell you right now, of course they choose each other, thank goodness.
Yeah. You know, like
there's no doubt.
Darren tries to do this like, I came here to find a connection and to find love and to admit the truth. I didn't find that.
Yeah.
I found Kelly. You know what? We were like, oh, is he going to be like, I found my life partner.
Yeah,
like, blah,
yeah.
blah,
No,
blah.
I found Kelly.
Oh my God, it was so much better.
It wasn't, I didn't come here to find that. I came here to find Kelly. Stop. It's
oh my
cute.
God.
It's adorable. They talk about how like wonderful this is and how, you know, amazing their connection is and how absolutely they want to continue in the real world.
Yes. It was just like so amazing. I don't know. It's
they share a very, very cute, sweet moment together. Yes. And then they jump into a confessional where she is just like bouncing around excited with them together. And then she mentioned something that I had forgotten from like kind of like her history on it, where she was like 3 marriages, like about time. Like that she feels like she's finally found like the right one.
Yes.
And that is so sweet.
I love that.
And they're both like having their moment. Darren is tearing up.
Yes.
Just like, ugh.
So emotionally in tune with himself. And go ahead.
We immediately look at our phones and we have a message as soon as this moment airs.
Because we're all watching this when it drops, you know what I mean?
As soon as it airs, we both have a DM on Instagram and it is Darren sending us the reel he has posted that him and Kelly Mack are still together and in love.
It's like the reels of their pictures together throughout this whole year. Oh
it's so cute. It's so adorable. It's so sweet. To which I promptly replied, okay, wedding invite when, Darren? Wedding invite when?
When?
I said, let us help you plan the proposal.
We are there. Please.
Please.
I want to give it up to the producers. We didn't know first episode, second episode, third episode.
Yeah.
We didn't know how much we would love Kelly Mack.
No.
You know?
We really didn't.
We knew how much we would love Darren.
Yeah, Darren came out swinging immediately.
Yes. But there are just times where, especially the first 3 episodes, and there was that one episode where we didn't see Kelly Mack at all.
Yeah.
You know?
Because do you know what our first impression of Kelly Mack was? Old people smell.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
She was just, the first episode, all we heard from her is that she doesn't like old smelly guys. And they like really harped on that thing.
They did.
And then she didn't have a lot of screen time in between there.
No. And then like that one time she had screen time, she just like was making smoothies for people. So there was so much growth that like you didn't see, it was like a slow burn.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, they were like fully falling in actual love in the background.
Yes.
I believe they were hashtagging like they're the golden couple or something now on their Instagram. So cute.
They totally are.
They really do have that kind of thing that like this show has the opportunity to do, which is so sweet and endearing, which is just like showing like older people than we typically see on reality TV, like making genuine connections and falling in love and having the opportunity to like, you know, the same opportunity as people in like their 20s.
Yes.
To just like make a deep connection with somebody and fall in love. And they did it. It's sweet and we love it. We love it.
I want to be at the wedding, please.
Please. Thank you. It's so cute. It's so cute. It's such a sweet, it's a lovely moment between them. And that, it really, there is like nothing after this.
No, that's it.
It like abruptly ends after.
No, it
people that were watching in our Discord live chat were like, "Oh, that's it. Oh my god. Okay." The episode whizzed by.
Yeah. I thought maybe they would bring out their family members that came.
We were joking about it being like the picnic after the Great British Bake Off of like everyone waiting for them.
Yeah, everyone's like eating the cakes and they're like, and the winner is, you know, like,
yeah, Kelly and Darren, obviously.
Yeah.
Sure, other couples technically chose each other, but like it's Kelly and
I don't
Darren.
know. This one felt genuine.
Yeah,
like Rebecca and Connor to me sounds like a fun fling that could end up being long-term romantic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It gives me that feel. Rob and Disco Mommy Kelly. I don't know. What are you doing?
No way.
There's no way.
Here's what I will say, though. After looking at their social medias, I'm like, actually, maybe. Because, look, she may live in Orange County, but Orange County is the Florida of California.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, very much so. There's literally an Orange County in Florida, and I feel like they're, like, connected by soul.
Yeah. I just felt like she wasn't into him.
I also felt like she wasn't into him.
I think he's into her.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's into him.
I mean, she did look like she wanted to gag a little bit every time he kissed her, which is not a good sign. I'll tell you that.
She like, he leaned in 90% and she leaned in 10%.
And a lot of the time she made this face beforehand where she went.
And she would also be the one to end the kisses early. I don't know.
It wasn't a good sign.
I mean, if they're happy together right now, then like good for them.
Yeah.
They probably needed to like see what they were like outside of the show.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll find out. But what felt actually genuine to me is Kelly, Mac, and Darren. Especially because the first time we realized they had a connection was at the beach. And you and I said it felt like they already had that conversation. They had to redo it.
Yeah. They were having that conversation at like a picnic table.
Yeah.
And like we'd seen them like talking and whatever and building a little bit beforehand. But that was like them being like, hey, I'm really serious about this. Are you?
So like it's kind of nice to almost, I felt like we went 0 to 100 because of that picnic table talk.
Yeah. And that is the end of MILF Manor 2. That's truly it.
It's crazy.
I feel like it wasn't the best ending of a reality show. I feel like I'm a little unimpressed with the format of the episode.
You know what we needed? We needed the 3 couples to just cheers each other at least.
Anything.
Yeah.
Give us anything. I would have loved. Or like a follow-up thing. Some reality shows do follow-ups to be like, hey, and here's where they're at now because it's been months since then.
They do like pictures and like the texts that are like, they broke up 2 weeks later.
Exactly.
You know?
Like anything like that. Perfect Match did it.
Yes.
Would have loved to see something, but literally when it ended, it was like, oh, wow, it's over. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess that's it.
That's it.
So
I also wish there was like, we'll be back with MILF Manor season 3.
Right.
But they're probably still deciding that or already sunsetted it. We don't know.
Who knows? I am left with many questions. I feel like the show started out with a banger first couple of episodes. Like 100%. The first 2 were so strong this season. They were such good reality TV. And I feel like overall the quality of the production of the show itself declined a little bit. I still had a great time watching it. I'm so glad that we did. It's been really nice getting to do this every week.
Oh my gosh, what are we going to do next?
That's an excellent question, y'all. I've had some wonderful suggestions for it that have been very, very fun. But it's also just like, man, I don't know. This is like a little cheesy, but like regularly scheduled like girl time to watch reality TV is the greatest thing ever.
It's kind of great.
So lovely that we just get to like sit here on the couch in the studio every Sunday and watch reality TV together.
Yes.
Because I also I watch reality TV alone. We have a lot of people like that work here at the studio and stuff that will like wait for the recaps. I'll like clue them in. Josh is somebody who will be like, all right, catch me up on what happened, but he's not keeping up with it. He's not watching. Xander and Kaylee will let me catch them up on it, but like I do feel like it's for me. You know what I mean? They're not doing it for them. It's for me because they know I want to talk about it a little bit. So I don't know. This has been so much fun. Thank you everybody for coming along for the ride with us. Kendelle, thank you.
Saige, thank you. I can't believe this happened. This is so great.
I can't believe we did all 12 episodes.
I know, right?
I love this, and we're not going to stop doing this because it's too much fun.
It's so much fun.
It's too much fun. So regularly scheduled girl time will continue for reality TV, and we hope that you will continue to join us. If you enjoyed our recaps of M LF Manor 2, be sure to like the video to let us know that you want us to keep doing it. Because look, regularly scheduled girl time can happen on or off camera. Okay.
Oh, 100%.
So if you want us to come back, like the video, leave a comment, and let us know. Subscribe to the channel so you can be here when we do come back for it. And if you have not already subscribed on the Patreon, that is where you are going to get the social media rundown of what all of these people have been doing on the internet outside of here, because there is so much. I literally have a folder on my phone of screenshots of their social media and stuff that they have been posting, like story posts, feed posts. I have screen recordings. We're going to get into all of it. And there have been things that like the cast have told us, and we will not be disclosing any of it without direct permission from them. But stuff that we've been waiting to talk about until the show was over, because we didn't want it to be like spoilers for you guys. So any of the stuff that the cast is comfortable with us sharing will also be in that like roundup video that we do over on the Patreon. That's patreon.com/Pixel Circus. And it starts at just $5 a month, and you get so cheap, so much. You get not only this stuff, but stuff from all the other shows as well. So go and check it out. It supports this little independent network. If this show is how you got here, hi, we're so glad that you're here. There's lots of other fun things for you to watch. Rip to the wall.
Please leave suggestions of any other shows you guys would like us to do. It doesn't even have to be full seasons of a show. It can literally be certain episodes of something that you love.
Yes, we would love that. Yes. Honestly, like we can do something where we watch a season, we just do like a roundup video, 100%. Honestly, or we watch some highlight episodes. A lot of shows don't follow the same people all throughout the season, so we can react to different episodes of it. There are so many ridiculous reality shows out there, and we would love to talk about all of them with you and have the opportunity to keep watching them. So you can do that in the comments here. You can do it in the Discord channel. And you can also do it on social media. Where would they go to tell you what they want you to watch on your social media?
Find me at Kendelle. That's every social media platform. Saige, where can they find you?
You can find me everywhere on the internet at Not Saige, and on Pixel Circus and Pixel Pop. I have to do the little thing. All right. And for the last time in season 1 of Too Hot for Love, Daddy's out!
Should we keep Daddy's out?
Let us know.
Should we just keep it, or should we change it for every new show?
We'll have to find it.